All right. Sister Deborah, prophetess in the wilderness. And guess what? That's all right with me. Coming again on this Devil platform with another message. I will say this is a lovely day in which the Most High Yah has made. And I, Sister Deborah, shall and will continue to rest therein. I want you to see if you can see this. You can't really see it. Look at that. See, when I look at that, I look at his power. Look at that beautiful blue. Look how beautiful that is. The sky is so beautiful. Look at the blue. Now, who could come up with a color like unto that? And color it. And make it the sky. Only the Most High Yah and Him only. That is so beautiful. When I look at stuff like that, I just think of His power and who He is and how awesome His power is to be able to create the things that He has created. And you know, I want to say this here. There's so much going on in the world. And guess what? None of it we can change. None of it. We can get on these devil platforms and talk out our ugly mouths all day and all night. But when it's said and done, none of it we can change. But I can tell you one thing. There's one thing I know I can change. I can change the way I feel within me regarding all the things I cannot change. Because what's in me is so greater than he that is in the world. So he helps me to accept the things I cannot change and to know the difference. Okay? And what I mean the difference is when I see all things that's going on, all these horrible issues we have before us, I want so bad to say, Father, you have willed everything and all things from the beginning and the end. But what he always stopped me is know that the end is just a carbon copy of the beginning. Why? It's because we look at these times because we're living in them. We're seeing them. We're beholding them. You know, and it's being applied to us. But the Father say, all of that we see in this day and time. And this is greater is He that is in me. He allowed me the comfort that I need to keep running this race. And that I definitely need, because when He began to minister things to me and tell me how these things was, these things that is, these things that shall be, has already been in Him and has once before approached the earth. So we're really thinking we're living in a time, and we are like no other. But it's just the product of what yesterday has brought us to. Okay? Let me say that again. It's just the product of what yesterday has brought us to. Okay? So, with that being said, He deals with me in knowing that it's nothing that I myself and no one can change. But we can change the way we feel about it, the way we walk therein. If we only trust in Him, lead not to our own understanding, lay our head on His bosom, rest on Him, and know He got this. Why? Because He had it before the foundation of the world. He didn't just pick this up because of what's taking place. See, He had it. And when you get to the place where you know He got this, and that all this is wrapped all in His hands, all of it was molded and shaped by His hands, His power, then you can't lean to nobody. You can't lean to your left, to your right, your mother, your father, your husband, your wife, your children, your boss, your pastor. You can't lean nowhere but to Him. So when we're walking into this day, which it is a day like no other, which is horrible When I say day like no other, to you all, but to Yah, he said this is just a product of yesterday that was hidden. That which you see today is just a product of yesterday that was hidden, that brings out all the wicked and evil to be seen. So what? So he can destroy it all. Okay? So if we might think that there's some horrible things going on, and there will be some horrible things going on. Worse than what today is. But we have to find our place in him. We have to desire him to be our true comforter. When we say we know him, we have to know him as a comforter. We have to know him as a revealer. We have to know him as a teacher of all things. And you have to know him to be one to show you things to come. Get the authority and power out of our minds, out of our hearts, and out of our hand, and give it back to the Creator, the Most High Yahuwah, because that's where it belongs. It don't belong in your hand, because you're not going to gain anything from it. You're not going anywhere. You're not getting anywhere with it. So you might as well reverse it back to where it belongs and leave it there. Okay, even when you speak to people, speak to them like he is all in all, because you know that he is, not because you hear somebody say it. Know that he is all in all within you, and he is that greater that is in thee than he that is in the world. And if you believe that, then you'll walk therein. You'll walk in the Spirit, you'll talk in the Spirit, and you'll feel things in the spirit realm more so than in the flesh. Because believe it or not, where we at today, everybody that's want to be leaders and rulers, teachers and pastors, moors and watchmen, seers, evangelists and prophets and prophetess, we're trying to tame the flesh of man. We're not going to get anywhere with that. You can't tame the flesh of man. You can't get the flesh to understand. You can't get the flesh to comprehend. You can't get the flesh to do anything outside of what it does, the things that's in the darkness. So it's best that you turn to the only one and only one, the one that holds Alpha and Omega, the one that says, I am who I say that I am who I am, because I am who I am. And I thank him for being the I am, because that's like saying to me as a prophetess, he can be whomever he want to be. He have proven himself to be just that to me. I don't know about to you. He can do whatever he want to do. He can say whatever he wants to say, because he is the I am. And the I am don't answer to nobody. The I am don't answer to nobody. So Sister Deborah, I hope you got something out of this, and understand that no matter what's going on in this world, you're not going to be able to move it. Because I have been dealing with that probably in the last year, trying to say the things that Yah shows me and revealed to me to many, and I realize many are not getting it. They say they hear, they say they see, but what the Ruach say in me, they cannot see, Deborah, and they cannot hear, unless my Ruach abide in them, where they then can see, and then can they hear, and then shall they understand. But it's sad how, you know, you speaking, it's almost feel like to deaf ears. You know, it really feels like that. It really, really feels like that. And I guess this also has to do with the power that is within, that's giving you information. Just because he's giving it to you don't mean it's for everybody else. That's another thing. And that everybody else is going to receive the power that was given unto you to speak on, okay? So you have to also understand that. And a lot of times I don't want to get out of the way of what I should be speaking. I don't want to cater to the people, to the flesh. If I can't cater to the spirit, I have no place in the face of the flesh. I want to be able to speak to the spirit and not to the flesh, because that's what a lot of people, and I would say 99.9 on these platforms, we're entertaining the flesh and we leave no food on the table for the spirit. So Sister Deborah would say that it's so important that if we're going to lead the people, first we have to be led. And a lot of people wanting to have the power over people's flesh, kick that mess to the curb. Y'all did not send none of us to have power over the flesh of man. And a lot of teachers and pastors and ministers and so on, they really believe they teaching has the authority to be up over the flesh of man. The last thing I would want to even be in the midst or around is the flesh of man. It is no place that you want to teach or control or rule or be leadership over. And I think what is happening, a lot of our Moors, our seers, our watchmen, our prophets, our evangelists, and our teachers, a lot of them not sent by the Ruach HaKodesh. A lot of them are not sent by the Most High Yah. A lot of them are out on their own calling, doing their own thing. And within them, they have been so successful to where they have continued and they will not cease. And Yah is not asking them to cease, because it's going to cease from them. When they last, when they really thinking that they're booming and they're moving higher and they get more subscribers, they get more like, all the people loving them and all the, that's when he's going to, out of nowhere, allow the floor to fall in. And then they all going to be looking crazy, because now they have tamed their spirit to be praised. They have tamed their spirit to be leaders, teachers of themselves, teachers of the flesh. And now, when he dropped the floor where they can't use their flesh to teach anymore, they can't use their flesh to give the wisdom and knowledge anymore, they can't use their flesh to give people understanding. Now, what happens? Those people scatter, going to and fro, trying to find comfort in their flesh, to hear right now message from those who fed them from the flesh in to the flesh in. So I say unto you today, if you get up under someone, if you have the Ruach, he said, try the spirit by the spirit. You'll know who's who and what's what. But if you decide not to and just want your flesh to be the one to discern, that's on you. But no, there's a time that is before us, this day. This day. And that's the time I'm talking about, this day. I ain't talking about no time on down the road, seasons from now. If this is the time, this day, it is the time to make your election, I say, your purpose in Yah sure, because you really have to use the spirit. But if you don't have the Ruach, then you can't try the person's spirit by the spirit. You can't discern really who they are. A lot of people think they got the Ruach because they teach it. They really do. They think because they got the Ruach, I'm teaching. They think because they're considered somebody in the world's eye. I call it the world because it's the media. It's the beast's right hand. That they're all that and some in Yah's eyes. It's not true. It's not so. So Sister Deborah would say, if you're going to get up under people teaching and ministering, get up under those who truly is teaching strictly that which the Spirit of Yah can be seen. The reason why I say that is bypass people dancing, bypass people singing, bypass people fleshly praise to Yah. Don't deal with people who's fleshly identifying their praise. Because see, the praise that goes up to Yah, he says something got to come down. So therefore, when people are just praising in the flesh, that doesn't go up. Because when that goes up, the true praises, blessings come down. So I, Sister Deborah, say I hope you got something out of that. I'm almost home here. My walk has been beautiful, and I thank the Most High for it. And I don't feel tired at all. I feel really good. So I'm going to get in here and take me a shower, fix me some lunch, and I say unto you, be blessed. Shalom and shalom.